tell yourself this, I'm luckier. I think it's important to improve the skill of luck inducement. A lot of things in life, unfortunately, can be attributed to chance. And, you know, as I begin to my journey on universal understanding, I am trying to figure out how I can increase my favor with whatever created us, you know? Ideally, to increase one's own luck, I think would be is a honorable way of pursuing, you know, this sort of universal understanding. You know, I tell myself I'm luckier because I want to attract luck into my life. I want to be luckier. You know, it's all good if you have the skills, the capabilities, and the know-how. That's great. That's fantastic. You should be very happy with yourself. But oftentimes that can be oftentimes overshadowed by one who has luck. You know, I think there's different variables, different frequencies that can attract luck. The only thing is though it's quite unknown, you know. So as I begin my research, my study on the idea of increasing one's own luck, I'm gonna start with a small phrase, telling myself I'm luckier. Because yeah, I mean, this life is very, very, very it's a very convoluted set task of experiences, you know? And ideally, you know, if I want to live an enjoyable life, ideally having luck on my side would be an audible weapon, you know? Of course, do not the typical stuff, the bare minimum stuff, like, you know, uh, people will say stuff like hard work. I mean, that's just the bare minimum, you know? So, of course, you must do what needs to be done. At the same time, it would be nice to have luck, you know. And to be honest, in terms of material success, that is a question that I'm not sure if I can answer that on here because that's we're gonna have to go into a gray zone to answer the question for that one, you know. As do most people who have material success know that, you have to kind of operate in a gray zone for such things to occur, right? But simply all I'm saying is that, I want to improve my ability to luck. Fair play to people that have skills, that have talents, that have worked really hard. Fair play to them, you know. Um, you know, but ideally, with the type of life that I want to live a lucky life. So I'm telling myself now, I'm luckier. You know, I'm going to try and figure out what creates luck, what is luck in and of itself, and how that particular force within this universe, how can one increase one's own favor with that particular force, So yeah, this is, because at the end of the day, like, there are forces at work out there, and understanding how these forces work and how to pull these forces in is fundamental, and this ain't gonna be no easy task. I know it's gonna be a monumental task. Honestly, when it comes to luck, I don't even know where to begin. I don't really know anything about it, you know. So I'm gonna start slowly and begin, this journey. But I'll start with a small little phrase. I'm luckier.